So doing the intro to Sweet Child of Mine, before we, I broke it into 2 sections, and at the beginning I wrote like starting position, meaning like get your hand into this position before you even start playing shit. And if we look at the first one, it's like your first finger, the 11th fret on the 3rd string,
Okay.
and your pinky at the 14th fret of the string beneath it, the 2nd string, which is our natural hand position. Like, they're both where they, not like just we're using 4 fingers, 4 frets. So yeah, just try to move only your thumb behind the instrument without changing your whole arm position. Anyway, so there we are. We're doing that, and just like we did in the lesson, talking about what's actually going to occur, is that your ring finger is going to go on, off, on, off, on, off on the 3rd string. So just work on just moving that before we even try to play. Cool. Yeah, totally. And it's, exactly, so it goes. Remind yourself to use your first 2 fingers to hold the pick. And, it's okay if you find your 2nd finger coming in for extra support, but we can be using those 2 fingers. There you go. And then so there's part 1, exactly what you're doing during the lesson here, it sounds like. And we're going to be taking the same approach that we did when we were just doing the 2nd part, which is it's going to go right hand wise. Down, up, down, up. Yeah. Alternate pick, which you weren't supposed to. So there we go, part 1. Cool. Please stop and do that. Now here's part 2. On the page what I wrote is starting position. And seriously, this is where you're going to get this info when you're at home from this recording. So yeah, starting position, for part 2, I've got the 13th fret of both of those 2 strings, using your index finger on the 3rd string and your middle finger on the 1st string. So that looks like, the D chord without the middle note. What we're currently doing right here, I'm currently doing it. Looks like this. Now we're doing the part. So yeah, it just starts with these 2 fingers there, and then left hand overview. Not in the idealistic version, but the one we're actually doing, it's just going to go ring on and off the 1st string. That's left hand overview of what's going to happen, just like it was moving here. So yeah, we're going 13th fret, both of these fingers, and then just ring finger doing stuff. So just kind of do that a couple times, just get your hand comfortable. And this is us going. So there's the 2nd half. So, this, right hand wise. So yeah, when you're first doing this, don't worry about rhythm. It's so much more fun to play it in rhythm and gratifying that you're just learning the dance steps so you can dance. So yeah. And this is the one we are initially trying to do with your pinky, but it's totally legit to do it the way you are, at least for this part. There we are. There's part 2. So that makes. And the quick move is going to be right there. So what I recommend is that you go and just work on transitioning to that shape quickly. And then just go to your other starting position and just hit the strings. That's going to be the big move, is going from here to there, like in the song, doing chord shapes quickly. This part, pretty easy to do. This part, so yeah, you're just going to have to go, I was like this, now I'm like this. I was like this, now I'm like this. And otherwise, yeah, so the first part. When we get here, ring finger. And then at the very end, your first finger is going to go back 2 frets. That'll be where you started the whole thing, at the 11th fret there. So, and can't say enough times, just do this really, really slowly and arrhythmically at first. There's no other way for it. You just need to show your hands how to do it, and then try to play it in rhythm at all. Suggesting starting tempo is and there's nothing wrong with playing at that tempo. That's just, I'm showing my hands what I'm going to be doing. So that's how slowly to play, including being able to pause as long as you want to at any part of the process. Anyway, when we get to the very end, that's going to move back 2 frets and your pinky's going to come on. So just like we worked on going and then just getting to that part, when you're done with the whole thing, just work on getting back to that. like there's this position, and then there's this position, there's this position, and there's this position, and then stuff occurs. So. Moves back 2 frets. Anyway, there it is. And whatever happens at first, as long as you're using these 2 fingers, don't worry about the down-up part. We're initially just going to focus on your left hand, and then secondarily go back in and specify this is down, this is up, this is down, this is up. But just like we were kind of, our approach to rhythm guitar was getting good at the right hand part, so you had adequate focus to think about left hand changes. Do whatever feels intuitive at first, which is probably going to be just hitting all down, and then add the down, up, down, up, down, up part, which won't really be that much. Anyway, there we are. But yeah, so totally, like, I'd be psyched if you got, like, again, just emphasizing that at the very end, it's going to be like, I move back 2 frets on the same string with the same finger. You know, you've just gone. So, you know, getting to there, that's what's up at the very end. Back, you know, so what I'm saying is, you know, just go starting position 1. Starting position 2, starting position 1, starting position 2, and that would be easier. But there we go. Alrighty, switch out of my intro, and you know we'll use the video for last time. If you can't do that, the rhythm was supposed to sound like down, down, up, up, down, up. Figured out was having your strap in the correct place where it just holds the guitar chilling there for you. Alrighty.